Well, good evening, everyone. You have just tuned in with Curtis and Susie live on Friday night with Teed Up. We're so happy you decided to join in with us tonight. We are coming to you live from our home, and we're excited about what we're going to be talking about tonight. I hope that you are tuned in with us. Susie, what do you have to say to the people?
You know what I always say? Grab your bae, grab your boo, your sweet thing, and tell them it's time to be teed up with Curtis and Susie on Friday night. Now, I want to share something right quick. We have a new teed up page, and I want you all to go and like and share it. It's teed up HTX. Go like our page, and we also have a YouTube page as well. Teed Up Marriage Podcast. We need you to go there and subscribe to our channel. Now, previously, I mentioned to you guys that we're trying to increase our subscribership. So go there now, pause right quick, and go to YouTube and hit that button that says subscribe, and then also hit the bell so you can get notifications when we go live. We want to have your subscription. Again, that's Teed Up Marriage Podcast on YouTube, and then Facebook is Teed Up HTX.
Well, listen, we have a very interesting topic that we're going to be sharing here on tonight. We're so glad to have you guys tune in with us. Now, listen, we want to, like Susie said, we certainly want to boost our subscribership so that we can begin to have more time on the air and we're able to reach multiple homes. Listen, we're excited about what's happening here. We're a Christian-based uh, t- uh, podcast, and we want those of you that are listening to us to come on and be a part of what we're doing. Not only are we a Bible based, but we want to also help strengthen you in your families and in your relationship. We are kingdom minded, and so we want to share with you from a biblical perspective as well as an experimental perspective on relationships. I'll tell you that the culture that we're living in, Susie, is changing what what God intentions was for family, and because we have
The fake,
so
the fake. We're living in a fake culture,
yeah,
as Dr. Evans so clearly put it.
absolutely, we're living in a culture where people
That's
don't
right.
value uh, families
And
and
that,
traditional
and
families, and so what we want to do,
they're
we
trying to live up to society, what they see on social media platforms, which is we know that's fake because when you go post something, you're trying to post your best picture or whatever it is you want to put your best foot forward. And a lot of the people on there are celebrities, and they're trying to
get their
live
numbers up.
like the celebrities, and so we're just in a fake culture right now.
Absolutely. And so, what we want to do, we want to certainly try to strengthen what remain in the family. Uh, we want to help strengthen your relationship from, again, from the Bible perspective and also from our experience. Like I said once before, Susan and I, we've been married for 34 years. This is working on our 35th year. And so
Hmm.
we're so excited about what God has been able to maintain in our relationship. And therefore, we want to pass on what God has done in our relationship to help strengthen yours and your family. It's critically important, Susie, I believe, that we stand firm on the traditional family and the values of God's word to strengthen our families, because you got to remember this right here. Marriage and the family is God's idea. And so, because it's God's idea, who better for us to get an instruction from than from God Himself through His Word? So, listen, we want to certainly encourage those of you that are listening to us on tonight. We want to encourage you and in your marriage and in your family to stay the course and don't let the culture transition you from what you know to be right.
All right. So tonight, again, I'm gonna push. I want y'all to go to our YouTube page, honey. We need to get everyone to subscribe. So
Absolutely.
We can be able to go live from our mobile phones and like on the spot. But you have to have a certain amount of subscribers. So we have a new page. So we are soliciting your subscribership. Go to YouTube.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now listen, now I know you guys love to follow the celebrities and follow all of the latest trends and customs and tradition. Well, don't you know that I believe that Jesus would, if he was to come back, he would get us for copyright infringements because Jesus was the one who said to his disciples, "Follow me." So why are you following everyone else when Jesus already asked you to follow him? So, you know, I think that's a very catchy thought there. So I want you to do us a favor because we're the children of the Most High God. We want you to follow us, and we're going to share with you some very good nuggets that's going to help strengthen your marriage and your relationship in every capacity.
Now, I know on my TikTok page and I think Instagram and Facebook, I shared a video talking about when the guys are asking the ladies what you bringing to the table. That's a trend or
trendy
something that's going on
catchphrase,
now
yeah.
that these guys are asking the women. So I shared a video addressing that. And it was pretty well received. So those are just some of the things that we're going to be talking about on our Teed Up YouTube page. So go subscribe so you can get notified when we go on and share different videos. Now, I want to say about that. I was talking with my youngest son. He's 20, and he kind of agreed with what I was saying. And this is what I said when
don't tell him. Let him go to the page. And when you subscribe to the YouTube page and the Facebook and all the other pages that we're soliciting you to share, then you're going to be able to hear my wife's statement on what do a woman bring to the table.
A kingdom woman.
A kingdom woman bring to the table. And I'm telling you, you're going to get an earful of her wisdom and her counsel and instruction on what you really bring to the table. See, when a woman don't know who she is, it's hard for you to answer a question when you don't have the correct information or how to answer in the affirmative.
When you don't know your value.
Exactly.
I was speaking with a young lady, a beautician, and she was saying, I just realized that I'm the prize. I said, yes, honey, you are the prize. You're a gem. You're valuable. Don't ever forget that. I don't care if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 children. You are still a prize.
Absolutely.
So you don't let any man devalue you or make you feel less than.
And see, we have to understand also, Susie, that it's not so much of the man himself. It is the enemy, Satan, who comes to steal, kill, and to destroy. And you have to remember that he'll use whoever he can use to give you negative words about who you are. But we got to remember who God say we are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. So you have to take God at his word. And so that's what we want to do. We want to empower both women and men in their relationship and to know who you are in God. You have to understand who you are in God.
Yeah. But what I was going to say, when a gentleman asked that question, and this is just my thought, and I was sharing with Jaden, like I said, he's 20, and I was saying if a young man asks that question, they're asking about financial gain. What can you do for me? What can you pay for me? Or how much money can you give me? But I think, and if a more mature guy, an older man asks that question, he's asking from the aspect of like an educational background, what skill set you have. That way if we were to fall on hard times, my wife has this skill set that we can fall back on. They're not asking for you to take care of them financially.
Right,
that's just my take, what I think they're saying if it's coming from an older guy versus a younger guy.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, as far as when an older gentleman would ask that question,
or would you even ask the question, the older guy?
Someone who's mature wouldn't too much ask that question because a lot of older gentlemen understand the value of a woman because they've went through life and they have a more broader perspective on relationships versus a young guy who's just starting off and he don't have much of anything. So what he's trying to do, he's literally trying to add to what he have or the lack of what he has. So he's trying to say, well, what you have and what I have, we'll put it together and we'll make a whole. Well, that's not how it works. And you know, it's so unfortunate that when you have not had the proper upbringing, Susie, as a young male, and you know, it's so unfortunate that we have so many single family homes to where both the mother and the father values are not instilled in the child, and so consequently he don't know how to value a woman and a woman don't know her value. And so you have a steep hill to try to overcome when you lack knowledge. See, I want to say this right here. Knowledge, you know, I hear people say this all the time, Susie, that knowledge is power. Well, I'm gonna put something on that, because I don't believe that knowledge is power. I believe that applied knowledge is power, because you can go to school and get all the knowledge you can get, but if you don't know how to apply the knowledge, then it doesn't do you any good. So that goes back with the family. If a young man or a young woman don't know how, if they don't have the knowledge, and then if they don't apply the knowledge that they have, then it doesn't benefit them at all.
Right. So yeah, go to our channel. So there's gonna be more topics like this that we will be discussing. Our objective is, you know, we want our black children to be raised in two-parent homes.
Absolutely.
So we want to do our part to strengthen the relationships, to make sure that mom and dad stay together and raise the children in a healthy two-parent home.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's not just, we're not just catering to African Americans, we're catering to the body of Christ and to the world. We have been given a commission by the Lord, go ye therefore. And we have to minister to the entire man, not just to the spiritual piece of a man, but the whole man. We're concerned about body, soul, and spirit. That's what the Bible says. Paul talks about body, soul, and spirit. So we want to certainly try to minister to every aspect of your life. So we want you to come on and be a part of what God is doing here in Image Ministry with our Teed Up Marriage Podcast. We want to certainly pour into you the wisdom of God.
Correct. So again, before we're going to just be on here a few minutes because we have an in-house session tonight. But again, I wanted to solicit you to go to our YouTube page and subscribe and hit that notification bell button. And that, again, that's Teed Up Marriage Podcast. And then we also have a Teed Up HTX. On Facebook, we have Teed Up HTX as well. That's something new. So we want you to go there and share and like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll be notified when we go live on YouTube. So tonight, we're going to talk about money languages. Now, I know we've all heard of the different love languages, but there's also a thing called money languages. And statistics have shown that money is one of the main reasons for divorces. Further research also revealed that everyone don't view money the same. Mm-hmm. It's better when you and your spouse view money differently. So that's what we want to talk about tonight for a few minutes before we shut down for in-house.
Well, can I read off these? I want to share with you just for a few moments here concerning what the Bible has to say about money.
What does the Bible say about money?
The Bible has so much to say about money. Listen at these few lines here. First, there are more than 2,350 verses concerning money in the Bible. When you talk about money, the Bible has a lot, Susie, to say about money.
2,350 verses?
Yes.
That's a lot.
Also, Jesus had a lot to say about money. 15% of everything Jesus spoke about related to money.
So money matters.
Money matters in relationships. Money matters in your marriage. Money matters in the church. Money matters in the world. The Bible says that money answers all things. So now watch this right here. Also, 11 of the 40 parables that Jesus spoke about pertain to money.
Money, money, money.
It was about money. Watch this right here. Money and possessions are the second most referenced topic in the Bible. Money is mentioned, specifically, money is mentioned more than 800 times in the Bible.
Just money specifically.
Just money specifically. So money, that just goes to show, Susie, how important money is in relationship.
Yep.
And if you don't get that right, it can create, like my grandmother used to say, a ruckus.
So again, yeah, we're gonna talk about money languages, and again, we all view money differently, and so we don't want to. We don't want to disrespect our spouse's financial perspective when it comes to the way they see money. And another thing you want to that you should never make a major financial purchase without your spouse knowing. What do you think about that?
Oh, absolutely. I believe that all large purchases where it's going to impact your household should be discussed thoroughly with your significant other. Don't go spending, making large purchases without them knowing. Now, I know sometimes ladies have a tendency to make these mysterious purchases and put shoes and cloth and purses.
Those are small purchases. That's not a big purchase.
Yeah. But it all goes back to the principle here is that when you're making large purchases, you should not be making those type of purchases without consulting with your wife or husband.
You mentioned that about about shoes, but when I was reading something and it was saying as a couple, you should discuss how much is okay to spend without the other knowing.
Okay.
Now, for us, like, I'm okay with just let me, if it's a major purchase. I don't need to know if you're going to the corner store or if you're buying a shirt. I don't need to know all that.
Right.
Just major purchase, something, that would, affect the
budget.
Income.
Yeah, absolutely.
But one lady, she was saying, I want to know if he buys slushy. That's too much.
Well, that's too much. I think I think that's totally too much.
That's too much
I
information.
mean, we have to have some balance in this right here. We can't overreach. When you overreach, you create problems as well. So you want to make for sure that we're talking about large purchases that impact your livelihood. Your wife can't go buy a car without consulting you. She can't go.
That's going to affect the
exactly.
household
That's going to affect everything about your resources. She can't go and take a $10,000 shopping spree, go to Paris without consulting, confirming that or getting that approved with her husband. I mean, I know sometimes women have a tendency on saying, and this is something that shouldn't be happening, where people say, well, I make my money. That's not how it works. When you have a wife or a husband, the resources are compiled into one compartment, I believe.
Right. So per the financial psychologist, there are 4 money languages: the driver, amiable, analytic, and expressive. Now we're going to talk about those 4 tonight just for a few minutes before we go to our in-house session.
Okay.
So the first one is a driver.
At the door.
The driver, money means success to them. The more money they have, the more competent they feel. They feel like money protects them against their fear of incompetence. The more money they have, the more confident they feel. That's someone that's considered a driver. Money means success to them.
So, in other words, money drives them.
They feel like the more money they have, the more successful they are.
Okay.
So
this is what
this is driver.
This is the temperament of a driver. These are 4 different type of temperaments that we're dealing with on tonight as it relates to people, the way they handle money, how they view money. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And again, like I said, for someone that's considered a driver, money means success to them. They have a lot of money. That makes them feel successful. Money protects against their fear of their incompetence. Okay. And then the next one is amiable. Money means love to them. Relationship and people are their focus. Lack of money means losing their ability to express love. So this person feels like they shower you with gifts. That's their way of showing love. An amiable person.
Okay.
And then someone that's. Did you want to say something before I go on to the
No, go ahead. We're gonna recap.
Okay. And then someone that's analytic, which I think that is me.
Let me say this. So as Susie's reading off of these temperaments
money
of
languages,
money languages, then try to identify which one
Do you think
you
you are?
fall, which umbrella do you fall up under, and that way you can better understand how you view money. You have to understand how you view money versus how your partner view money,
'Cause
so
that
that
is
you'll be able to
important.
know how you both relate. All right?
Exactly. Now, you're gonna be, you may be feel a little bit of each category, but you're more dominant in one.
Exactly.
Just like with the love languages,
Yeah.
you may feel, I may feel like I'm.
This is my driver. I might be a driver, in other words, but I have some traits of being admirable as well. So
Right.
you might have a combination of two.
But one is more
one is more
dominant
dominant.
than the other.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, like I said, for me, I think I'm more analytic. Money means security. It wards off chaos and problems. These people are very structured and well planned.
So which one is that, Susie?
That's analytic.
That's a person that's analytic about money. And now the third one is.
No, this is the last one. This
Okay,
is the
I'm
last
sorry.
one. The fourth one is expressive. Money means acceptance and respect. Money purchases the respect and admiration from others. You know, they want to be in a certain class of people. That's what this expressive is.
So-
Money means acceptance and provide a basis for a relationship with desirable people.
So now how then do you view yourself from the lens of these four areas of money?
Which area do you feel like you fall in? Are you a driver where money means success to you? Are you amiable where money means love to you? Are you analytic? Money means security. Or you expressive where money means acceptance and respect from others? Where do
Alright.
you see yourself? And it's good. It's good to know how you view money, because when you're in a relationship, you don't view money the same, and you and your partner you don't. And again, both of you guys don't want to have the same view either. I don't think it's good.
Yeah, so if you both have the same view, then that could be problematic.
Right. That
Because
means you have the same weakness as well.
exactly. So if you have the same view on money, then it's very possible that you might need counsel or someone to help you to understand
Bring balance in that
to bring
relationship.
balance in your relationship, because it like Susie said, it could become problematic if you both view money from the same lens. So it's good to have objectiveness in money language, because it helps balance each
the
other.
relationship. And one way or the other is not wrong. It's just how people
View money.
And
Absolutely.
we were all born this way. You view money a certain way.
Absolutely, or it could be your nature or your nurturing, how you view money. Because I've seen in the past where it rubs off on some children when their parents are very conservative and when they're very reserved in spending money. In other words, they're tight. I'm just gonna say it. Some people are tight, and their kids see them act a certain way, and then consequently it begin to rub off on them, and they start to view money from the same lens. So that's another way.
Then one party may want to save a lot, and the other party may want to spend a lot.
Right.
So,
that comes with that temperament in money language.
Now, some of the weaknesses of each one of these money
Yeah,
languages.
let's talk about some of the weaknesses.
About that. So if you for the driver,
What are some of the highlights, Susie, of the driver weaknesses when it comes to money?
okay. So for the driver, some of their weaknesses are over dependence on money for security and self-esteem.
So over-dependency could be an Achilles for someone that's
They depend on their money for security and self-esteem.
That's a driver.
So if they don't have, that's a weakness.
Okay,
So
that's a weakness
for
of
the
a driver.
yeah.
Okay.
So if they don't have money, it affects their self-esteem and their security.
Okay.
Right? And then someone that's amiable may be kind and generous, but they are poor money managers who is unprepared for the long term. Very well liked because they give out gifts and stuff, so that everybody gonna like them.
Right.
But they're probably gonna be broke or have little money because they
Okay.
want to give it all away.
So this is one of the weaknesses of someone who's admirable.
Right. And then you have someone that's analytical. Some of their weakness, they're very well structured.
But what is their weakness?
But they can be insensitive to the needs of people around them.
And see, that could be a problem
That
as
is
well.
a problem, and to the voice of God.
Oh, and that's a terrible
Terrible place
problem
to be,
when
yeah.
you don't have an ear to hear
The
what
voice of
God
God
is
is
saying
saying to
about
do.
money. See, because God might say you need to give some
Help
money,
somebody.
help
Right.
somebody, but you're not open to that, and consequently, if you're not open to what God has to say about an issue,
That's
you're
the
in trouble
problem.
already.
Or you're not open to you're not sensitive to people's needs around you. That's not good. So that's one of the weaknesses of someone that's analytical.
Okay, and the fourth
they may
one?
be well structured, but that's not a good good thing.
Right.
But, that is what it is. And then the last one is expressive. They use money to hide their fears and insecurities.
So someone that's expressive is insecure.
Yep, they use their money to hide it by wanting to be around people. They want to sort of buy their way in, buy love. I guess you can kind of say it, to hide their fears and insecurities.
Okay.
And then some of the ways that you show love, we're gonna stop there.
Okay.
Some of the ways that you show love with these different money languages. If you're someone that is a driver, you show love by saying, look at all the purchases I bought. Look, I bought you this, I bought you that. You show the things that you spent the money on. That's
Right.
the way you show love, by buying them things.
Right.
And then someone that's amiable, you're gonna give cash. You're gonna give a cash gifts.
Yeah.
So everybody gonna love you because you're giving out cash. And then you have that analytical person. They show love. Their way of showing love is by saving.
Right.
They may give you a savings bond, which is good.
Right.
But some people won't want a savings bond because they understand the value of it.
Yeah.
But someone that's analytical, they like to save. So that's their way of showing love. And then the last one, the expressive, by spending and buying better things and name brand things. So that's how they show their love, by buying name brand things. So, I thought that was pretty interesting because, you have people that think like this.
Right.
We all don't think the same way. And it's important that you understand how you and your spouse think about money.
Yeah.
And that's a conversation you want to have a proactive conversation in the beginning on how you view money.
Right. So money in relationships, beloved, money is very important. What we're trying to get you to see here on tonight is the importance of how money is used in families and in relationships.
And how your partners see it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
we're saying I love you, but it's just in different ways.
Right.
And if you don't understand, that could be a great source of tension in your relationship. So, we want to understand how they see money. Because if you got tension there, that's a house divided. And what does the Bible say about a house divided?
It cannot stand.
Yeah.
So money is critically important in relationships, and you have to get a handle on how you spend and how you handle resources in your home.
Yeah. And it's impossible to disagree and succeed. If you always disagree, you're not going to succeed. So you have a constant disagree within the relationship, it's not going to succeed. So we have to be unified in everything. Unity is essential.
Especially when it comes down to money, because money can create such a hostile environment when you view it differently than your spouse. And I think the main thing that you have to do is get a good understanding of how
each one of you view money.
Yeah, and how money is supposed to be dispersed in the family, how money work. See, that's one thing that's critically important, is understanding what the purpose of money is and how money is supposed to work in the family.
Right. And you fight because you fight and argue because we don't understand. We don't agree.
Exactly.
So that's why we fight because we don't agree.
A lot of times, Susie, it's not a lack of money, it's poor management.
Poor management and budgeting.
Yeah.
Because what do you value? I may value saving. You may not value that.
Exactly.
So if I understand, hey, Curtis is like this here type of person that helps us to work together better, so I understand how you view money, how I view money, and that way, we can move forward and understand each other.
Exactly. We understand how money works and how each other views money.
Right. So, in the process, you want to sit down and budgeting and have a proactive conversation
about money
in advance.
Yes, about money.
About about what you value.
Yeah. See, a lot of times, Susan, I don't think people like having conversations about hard issues. And so when you're not willing to have conversation about hard issues, then these problems will never be resolved. You got to learn how to talk about what's your position on certain issues in the relationship. That way you're communicating in every capacity.
Yeah, and so when you have that proactive conversation in advance, you come together and talk about what you value, and then we want to pray and submit it to God, right?
Absolutely.
And we come to agreement. Hey, we both want to give to ministry. We want to take care of the needs of our home, which in most kingdom families, that's what they want to do. They want to give to ministry. They want to take care of the needs of their family and save for kids' education or a vacation or something.
Right.
So now that we understand, what we value, we agreed upon it. Now we didn't pray before God. Now we
Now let's work
unified
together.
now.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
we can have a great time together because
And-
I understand your view of money and you understand mine.
Exactly.
And what we value.
The Bible says, how can two walk together except they be agreed?
Correct.
So once you start to agree and walk together in peace and harmony with the finances, then you done,
smooth sailing.
it's smooth sailing from here.
That's right. That's right. And another thing, if you're not able to save, you living above your means.
Exactly. You have to have some sense of
You got to be able to save.
a mindset of the future. Jesus said that we're to occupy until he come. So we need to put strategies in place to accommodate every capacity of our lives. We can't just be efficient in one area and lacking in the other. You have to have balance in every area of your relationship.
And you want to get in the habit of living below your means.
Exactly.
Because like I said, if you can't save anything, that means you're living above your means.
If you
check
living
come in and it's all gone.
If you're living on 100% of everything that you make, you're going to have problems. I guarantee you that.
And another thing, you don't want to live off of your credit cards.
Exactly, because
that
that's
could be a big burden.
Exactly, that's another great.
Interest rate will be a big burden on the family. So if you use credit card, pay it off at the end of the month.
And be done with it.
And be done with it. So. Yeah.
Well, listen, beloved, we hope that we had said something here tonight that's going to help strengthen your relationship.
And help you understand your money language.
Exactly. And because money is critically important in any relationship. And so we want your relationship, we want your financial house to be in order. God wants your financial house to be in order. And in order for that to happen, there has to be communication on behalf of both spouses. You must agree and have that proactive conversation in order to strengthen and in order to demonstrate what you value in the relationship. So listen, beloved, we got to get off of this air time and get to the in-house group of people who are here to hear us on tonight. But we're looking forward to seeing you here on the Friday after this Friday. We're so glad that you decided June the 30th. We're so glad that you decided to tune in with us on tonight. As we so often say.
So before we sign off, I want you to go to our YouTube page and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever we go online, and then like and share our Facebook page, Teed Up HCX. And if you say, hey, I want to be a part of the in-house session, go ahead and inbox us on one of those social media platforms, and we will let you know how you can be a part of our in-house session. We have some vacation, a retreat that we have coming up that we want to invite couples out.
And
if you want more information on that, you can inbox us for that as well. We have some dance lessons next month that we have coming up, and those are things that we do in-house. So if you want to be a part of that, you and your spouse or you engaged, inbox us and we can tell you about that as well.
Wonderful. So we have a lot of events coming up and with you and planned with you in mind. So we're looking forward to seeing you here next time on Friday nights with Curtis and Susie
on
Teed Up. And we're looking forward to seeing you. God bless you is our